Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here. So I have a blueprint for the future of Doctor Who and I want to discuss it with you, my fellow Doctor Who fans. I hope that's okay and I hope you sit through the video and you get something out of it. First of all, we must as fans unite. We must unite every Doctor Who fan before we can even move forward to save this show from what it's become. And we know what it's become. Now, I don't want to be negative about it. And I want to apologise to anyone who I've offended with my kind of faults on season 11. They are my faults. They haven't changed, but maybe I could have spoken about it in a more placid, a less eruptive way. And I accept that. I think we all got to respect each other's opinions. So how do we unite as fans? Well, I'm talking now if I was running the show. So I would go to the BBC before I even spoke about how I go at Doctor Who as a TV show, as a story, as a way forward. I talk about creating a forum on the internet via the BBC where all the fans can come together and discuss Doctor Who all throughout the week before an episode airs, during an episode and after an episode. And of course, it's going to get heated and it could get toxic sometimes. So then there will be a timeout for 5 minutes situation. That timeout doesn't mean you're out of order. It's just to give you a chance to simmer down. Then after 5 minutes, you come back. Now, of course, if you're so out of order, you would have to maybe be suspended from the forum for a week, then welcome back and then see if you've learned how to talk to other people. I think this will be a fabulous way to move this kind of situation where we've all got different opinions. We're all passionate about what's going on with Doctor Who right now. Whether we love it or hate it or like it or indifferent about it. But I think by having this type of forum via an official forum from the BBC, this will be a fantastic move forward. I think the BBC and the people who make Doctor Who and us, the fans, have got to take a step back and realise we're all part of this impasse, that we've all got these opinions, we all have rights to them, but if someone else has got a different opinion, that's fine. And also, when you disagree with someone, don't try and make stuff up just to make your point. Just make your point. We've had this with the ratings, whether they're low or high. You know, people keep on going on and on about the rating, falling ratings. Ratings have fallen. And I'm talking about live. I only talk about live, as you already know. To get consolidated, they're a poor man's argument. The ratings have gone from over 8 million, right, to about just under 6. We've spoken about this before. So they have fallen. They are better than Capaldi's era, but they're still not great, and they're not the level of numbers the BBC wanted. But that doesn't matter anymore. As far as I'm concerned, season 11 is in the past. We've got a finale. Who knows what the BBC are going to do with the future? I'm talking about what I would do. Now, I know this for a fact. Jude Law is a massive Doctor Who fan, and he would be the guy I would bring in to be the next Doctor. Now, if you think I'm sexist because he's a man, that's your problem. I think he would be perfect. Why did David Tennant work as the Doctor so much? First of all, Russell was a genius. He knew how to write for the Doctor, and he literally just continued him on from Eccleston's Doctor. Yes, he was different. He had his differences and all that, but it was still coming from how Eccleston started it with the Time War and all of that. There was a consistency about it. So Russell T Davies is a major reason, of course, why David Tennant's Doctor was so popular. Tennant had an aura about him. Tennant was good looking, but Tennant could act. So Jude Law has all these things. And Jude Law's probably in his late 40s now. But I think he's at a great age to really play a great Doctor. Jude Law has everything to be a fantastic Doctor. Everything. He's a fantastic actor. He's not a troublemaker. People can work with him. And most importantly, he loves Doctor Who. Just like David Tennant loved Doctor Who as well. So I think in Jude Law, you've got someone who looks amazing, who can act, who is very popular, who people wouldn't be negative about, because once you cast someone that's a little bit controversial, you're already at a backstep. It doesn't mean you can't turn that backstep around. I will still say So I'm blue in the face. If Doctor Who had a showrunner who cast Jodie Whittaker, but actually made her an exciting, vibrant Doctor, it could have worked. And it would have been amazing. And even the people who didn't want a female Doctor would have embraced it. But what you do by making Doctor Who so bland and boring, you give the haters an excuse, the haters who didn't want a female an excuse to hate on it. That's a bigger problem. I wasn't looking for an excuse. Yes, I didn't want a female Doctor, but I genuinely believe that Chibnall and Whittaker could give us something special. And they haven't. I'm sorry about that, but they haven't. So then you have to say, who would be Jude Law's companion? Well, I tell you what, you tell me, what actor, or male or female actor, would you cast as the companion? I think we're definitely going to go for a female companion. I think we're going to go, I mean, personally, I've always wanted kind of this story where you've got although I just said one companion, didn't I? I'm going to change that, sorry. This is how creatives work. They always change their minds. But yeah, I've always had this vision of a mother and daughter in the TARDIS, and the daughter's got cancer. So they start travelling with the Doctor, and the Doctor starts trying to... The whole thing of the season is the Doctor trying to find a cure for cancer. It's one of the only illnesses in the universe, let's just say, in the story, that there isn't a cure for. So the Doctor goes on this mission to cure this little girl, and obviously the mother's there, and there's this great dynamic between this, let's say, a 10-year-old girl and kind of, a 35-year-old woman. It'd be very, very interesting, I think. Something that's never really been done, to have a mum and a little girl on the TARDIS with the Doctor. And of course, you've got something for the kids already, haven't you? It'll be a very emotional story, but it doesn't mean you can't have fun with these two characters either. So that's really how I would set it up. So really we look at bringing the fans together, casting Jude Law as the Doctor, and giving him a mother and daughter dynamic that he can play off of. As I'm talking about it, I can see it. I can see it working. We need to make Doctor Who fun again. We need to make Doctor Who a place where everyone can come and watch it. Not where we watch an episode and we can see that they're trying to target men. For no reason. No reason. It's just not fair. It's just not right. You know, I love everyone. I do. I treat everyone as an individual. And even if I kind of don't warm to someone, I don't have hate in my heart for them. But sometimes, of course, with social media, people say something and you get triggered. We all love Doctor Who. Men, women, girls, boys, right? We all love it. It should be for all of us. Whether it's a female Doctor, a male Doctor, a cat, a dog, it doesn't matter. It's the way you create it. It's the way you write it. It should be fun. Now, maybe classic fans will say, well, Doctor Who wasn't really a fun show in its original kind of state. No, Doctor Who was very different back then. It was very patrician. It was very, very stoic. But Doctor Who, the kind of New Who, if you want to call it, it has always in its history with Moffat and Davies been a fun, accessible show for children, women, men, boys, girls. And that's what I want to do again. I want to bring the fans together. Of course we're going to have arguments. Of course we're going to disagree. There's nothing wrong with that. But what's going on now is toxic. And I'm part of that toxicity. And, you know, I've been toxic in my other videos, and I apologise for that. Because I was having a cigarette on my balcony yesterday, and I was thinking how much I love this show. But this show is about people getting along, isn't it? People coming together. The Doctor uniting people, his friends, her friends. Listen, I've been thinking about this for a long time. I never wanted a female Doctor. But that's wrong. Because just because someone's a certain gender doesn't mean they can't play the Doctor in the right way. Doctor Who Season 11 hasn't failed because Jodie Whittaker is a woman. Doctor Who Season 11 has failed because they have taken to representing a certain ideology. And as I said on Doctor Who Chat yesterday, one person's ideology is another person's spit in the face. So you don't go there. You don't go there. What you want to do, the Doctor should be someone the audience looks up to. I don't look up to Jodie's Doctor. Now, maybe she's back next year. I will look up to her in the end. It always takes me time to embrace a Doctor. That isn't really a problem. But the approach to this season, for me personally, has been wrong. And I know Chris Chibnall's a talented man. I know Jodie can act. I know Jodie could have been a great Doctor. I know this. I know this. And this is what hurts me even more, that they've gone in this direction. I don't know why they hate men. I don't. I don't know what we've done to you. If some men have wronged you, I'm not just talking to Jodie, I'm talking to Chris Chibnall. Maybe he was bullied by older boys at school. I don't know. But Doctor Who isn't a place for hate. But with what you're doing to the show, you've created hate on the messaging boards, on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. I myself did a video about another Doctor Who YouTube channel, The Who Addicts, which I have a lot of respect for. They're nice people. They seem really nice. And I hope I was respectful on that video, but I needed to talk about it because they were talking about something I felt very passionate about, you know, toxicity and things like that. So anyway, I did the video. It will stay up. You can see if you want. But total respect for the Who Addicts. This is what I'm trying to say. If I've made mistakes in my approach about talking about Doctor Who, I wholeheartedly apologise, because I love Doctor Who and I love my fellow Doctor Who fans. We should be a family. We love the same thing. We care about it. We care about it. And anyone who comes into this fandom should be embraced. And maybe I've been a bit aggressive about the new fans. Maybe I have. Maybe I've been wrong. Of course it's okay if they like season 11. That's entirely up to them. All I can talk about is my personal perspective. That season 11 just hasn't been a show I've enjoyed. It's not a show I've been used to. Now, if it was different in an enjoyable way, of course, that would be great. But it hasn't been entertaining. It hasn't been intriguing. Or this Doctor isn't someone who intrigues me, who excites me. And that's a shame. But we can't keep on going on about the mistakes of this season and what the BBC and Chris Chibnall have been doing. It's a mistake. I can tell you, they know it's a mistake. They know it. Season 11, creatively, is a failure. If you want to talk about ratings, I can't debate that with you. I've told you what I think about the ratings. It isn't about... People are going on about focusing on the ratings too much. But creatively, it's been a failure because they haven't created a version of the Doctor that works, that is exciting, that everyone can embrace. And I want to say something about the young boys watching. Imagine, Mr. Chibnall and Miss Whittaker, if a young boy's watching, maybe your son, a 10-year-old, an 8-year-old, and he sees you attacking men, trying to insinuate that single fathers are bad, making up names for male characters that makes them, so you're basically calling them idiots, right? You called a single father an idiot last week. I want you to think about that. If you're a young boy, how do you feel about that? Do you think you're teaching them something? Are you teaching them how to treat women? Is that what you think? To respect women? How can any young boy respect women after what they're seeing? That women hate men? Why? This just doesn't work. You're bringing hatred to our universe. And I know there's been hatred and toxicity before, especially during the Moffat era. I understand. But we all just need to take a look at ourselves and our behaviours and our attitudes and come together so we can make it known to the BBC that we think they can do better with this show and this character that we love. What do you think? Comment down below. Would you like a forum officially executed by the BBC where you can talk about Doctor Who, where if it gets heated, there's a timeout, and if things get overly aggressive, there can be a suspension period where you're free to talk, a safe space? What do you think about Jude Law, me wanting to cast Jude Law as the Doctor, and a mother and daughter companion situation where the young girl has cancer and the Doctor's searching the universe for a cure? What do you think of that concept? One more thing I want to ask your opinions about. Murray Gold. I would reinstate him as the composer. I'm sorry, Sagon Akinola, you're a very talented young man, but you're not Murray Gold. It's as simple as that. Murray Gold, to me, is up there. He's John Williams. Sorry, he is. He is John Williams. He's one, he's one of the best composers I've ever seen, along with Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL. I think those composers they imprint their music on your mind. So absolutely, Murray Gold would be back, and apologise to any Sagon Akinola fans. Also, John Barrowman would be very closely consulted with anything we did if I was the showrunner, and he would recur in my first season of Doctor Who. Captain Jack is very popular. John Barrowman is a lovely guy. He's a talented guy. He's pushed for Torchwood to come back. He's fought for his character to return to Doctor Who with no avail. And I don't know why anything he's tried to do has been rebuffed. But certainly John Barrowman will be someone I'd be talking to. Maybe let him and his sister write a couple of episodes a year. Maybe try and talk to Stephen Moffat so he could do an episode a year. Whatever we think of the man, his seasons on Doctor Who. As a writer, he's a genius. I would absolutely maybe have Mark Gatiss and Stephen Moffat write an episode a year. And persuade Russell T Davies to do an episode a year. Because he deserves to be asked anyway because of what he gave us. Without him, there would have been no Doctor Who revival. So anyway, guys and girls, and anyone else watching, aliens, let me know down below what you think. Your opinions are really important because I'm really not just talking about this. I'm really going to start doing something about this and pushing forward for my vision of Doctor Who. Comment down below, as I said. Share the video, like the video, subscribe. If you like my content, please spread the word. I'm a very new YouTuber, basically, so you know what it's like. It's a bit of a struggle. I did have 270, now it's going down, so I'm feeling a bit down that I'm losing popularity. Maybe I'm upsetting people, so maybe I need to change my tact as well. So if you like me, if you get anything out of my videos, please spread the word. My name's Big Mick. I'll start again. My name's Mick Meanus, and I'm Big Mouth.